The former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, is currently making headlines again. But this time, it's not about court cases or legal battles. Something quite dramatic has unfolded at the Kuje Correctional Center, where Malami is being held, and the details are absolutely gripping. The Assistant Controller General of Corrections in charge of operations personally visited the prison facility to conduct a raid on Malami's cell. And if you think that's intense, wait until you hear that his son, Abdulaziz's cell, was also raided during this same operation. This is the kind of high-level action that tells you something serious is brewing within Nigeria's correctional system. And the story gets more fascinating the deeper we dig into it. Abubakar Malami, who once held one of the most powerful positions in Nigeria's justice system, is now an inmate at Kuje prison following his arrest by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The anti-graft agency has been investigating him for alleged corruption and financial misconduct during his time in office, and while he awaits trial, he's been kept in what many describe as VIP accommodation within the prison facility. But when an Assistant Controller General of Corrections decides to personally show up and raid your cell, you know this isn't your regular prison inspection. This is someone at the very top of the correctional service hierarchy, someone with significant authority and power, choosing to get directly involved in searching through the belongings of one of Nigeria's most controversial former officials. According to sources at the facility who spoke about what happened, this wasn't a routine check or a standard procedure that happens to all inmates. This was targeted, deliberate, and executed by one of the highest-ranking officers in the entire correctional system. The Assistant Controller General of Corrections in charge of operations doesn't typically handle individual cell searches. That's usually the job of lower-ranking officers who conduct daily inspections and routine security checks. But for some reason, this senior official felt it was necessary to personally oversee this particular operation, which immediately raises questions about what exactly they were looking for and why it required someone of that rank to be directly involved. The fact that both Malami and his son Abdulaziz were targeted in this raid is particularly significant. Abdulaziz has been caught up in the legal troubles surrounding his father, with investigators looking into whether he benefited from his position in government and whether there were any questionable financial transactions involving the family. Having both father and son held at the same correctional facility is already unusual enough itself, but having them both subjected to this high-level raid on the same day suggests that the authorities believe there might be something connecting their activities even while they are behind bars. Perhaps there are concerns about communication between them, or maybe there is suspicion that they are still trying to hide assets or coordinate their legal strategies in ways that prison officials find concerning. What makes this whole situation even more intriguing is the level of secrecy and the careful way information about this raid has been managed. Sources at the facility had to speak confidentially because this kind of operation, especially when it involves such a senior correctional officer personally conducting the raid, is sensitive and could have serious implications for everyone involved. Prison staff are usually very careful about what they say regarding high-profile inmates, and the fact that this information has leaked out at all tells you just how unusual and significant this incident really was. People inside the facility clearly felt this was something the public needed to know about, even if it meant risking their positions by speaking to the media. If you are as captivated by this unfolding drama as I am, please hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications because this story has so many layers and I'll be bringing you every single update as it develops. The raid by such a senior correctional officer could indicate several things. It might mean that prison authorities have received intelligence suggesting that Malami and his son are engaging in some kind of prohibited activities within the facility. Perhaps they suspect there are unauthorized items in their cells, or maybe they believe the two are communicating in ways that violate prison regulations. Another possibility is that this raid is connected to the ongoing EFCC investigation, with the Correctional Service cooperating with the anti-graft agency to search for evidence or documents that might be relevant to the case. High-profile inmates sometimes try to smuggle out instructions to their associates on the outside, Or they might attempt to hide evidence that investigators are looking for, and prison authorities have to remain vigilant about such possibilities. What's particularly interesting is how this incident reflects the complex dynamics at play when dealing with formerly powerful individuals who are now incarcerated. Malami was once in a position where he could influence the entire justice system, where correctional officers and other law enforcement officials would have treated him with deference and respect because of his office. Now the tables have turned, and he finds himself on the receiving end of the system he once controlled. That must be a profound change for someone who wielded so much power, and you have to wonder how he's processing this dramatic reversal of fortune. His son Abdulaziz is also experiencing this fall from grace, going from being the privileged child of one of Nigeria's most powerful officials to an inmate sharing his father's disgrace. What's your take on this whole situation? Do you think this raid was justified, or does it seem like something more complicated is going on here? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, because I'd love to hear what you're thinking about this unfolding drama. And don't forget to share this video with anyone who needs to stay informed about what's happening with one of Nigeria's most closely watched corruption cases.